First, break down the task by writing it down. What are all of the steps you need to do in order to achieve the desired result? List them out and number them in order. Now look at this list. Are all of these steps really necessary to achieve the result you want? Or could you cut down 20% of these steps and still receive 80% of the desired effect? Cross off any steps that aren't actually necessary. And now that's all laid out, you're gonna talk to yourself. Yeah, I know, it might sound weird when I put it like that, but most likely you're already doing it. Someone in your head is already telling you,
"This is too much work. I hate this. I'm not good at it. Why can't someone else do this? I really don't want to. No one's gonna know if I don't do it. Does anything ever even really matter?"
You're gonna try to talk back to that voice, saying the exact opposite things, line by line, to every thought that you're having. So, for example,
"This is too much work.
this is going to be over so quickly.
I hate this.
I will be so happy when this is completed.
I'm not good at it."
The only way I'll ever improve is through practice. This is the worst that I'm ever gonna be at this. It's all up from here.
Why can't someone else do this?
It would probably take the same amount of time for me to delegate this as it would for me to just do it by myself.
I really don't want to.
I'm really happy to get this over with.
No one's gonna know if I don't do it.
I'm gonna do this to prove to myself that I can trust myself when I say I'm going to do something.
Does anything ever even really matter?
If it didn't matter, you wouldn't feel so emotional about it. Obviously it matters to you. It might help to write this down as a column on the left of all the thoughts swarming around in your head, and then a column on the right to show all of your replies to each of these thoughts, one by one. This is basically just a really dumbed down version of CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. I'll put a couple of links in the description, but I would suggest that you do your own Google search and research. Perhaps after this exercise, you'll look around your living quarters and see that there are some things that need to be done as well. Personally, I find that sometimes doing a bit of productive procrastination usually helps me to prep myself for battle, to face off against whatever big task it is that I'm avoiding. This productive procrastination could include something physical, like taking a nap, going for a walk, eating a healthy meal, taking a shower, or even dancing to pump up music. Oftentimes, the physicality of jumping, walking, or stretching is enough to reawaken my body and inspire movement, which then creates momentum to help me get things done. Taking 10 minutes to place your phone far away, get another cup of coffee, change the temperature, and turn on some Tchaikovsky might be all you need in order to power through the task at hand. At this point, if you've done all of the previous steps to the best of your ability and you still cannot get yourself to stop resisting and just give in, then maybe give up. Yeah, you did hear that correctly. Perhaps the thing that you're trying to make yourself do is truly not fulfilling or necessary. Maybe you're fighting with yourself because it's a pointless task. And really the worst part of this whole ordeal is you fighting with yourself. Or perhaps the problem is that you have a fear of failure, or you're scared of success. That's a bit deeper and more psychological. You might find it most useful to untangle those webs with a licensed professional and not try to tackle them on your own. Once the knot is unwound, you might find it easier then to just go about your tasks without as much procrastination or without as much lack of motivation because you've tackled the root of the issue rather than trying to deal with the symptoms. All in all, please be kind to yourself. Ironically, sometimes this can be the most motivational route. If you find yourself yelling at yourself, telling yourself that you're worthless or you're not doing good enough, try instead parenting yourself as if you were a child. Positive reinforcement, encouragement. I know that personally, if I had a friend who I adored, I'm more likely to do something nice for them than if I knew someone who was constantly yelling at me and telling me that I was worthless. So treat yourself the same way. If you're mean to yourself, most likely you're gonna resist doing things for yourself. Try to be friends with yourself instead, see what happens. It's okay to be firm and draw boundaries with yourself, but small acts of kindness could go a long way and actually might help you end up being more productive in the long run, since you won't be spending all of that time fighting and arguing with yourself. Till next time.